with it, but these are pretty consistent on every profile that people put together. Now, coming up, our next guest says he's been friends with the alleged school shooter, Nikolas Cruz, since the 6th grade and believes he may know when and why things started spiraling out of control for his former friend. We're going to find out what he says Cruz confided in him after the break.
Cruz has confessed to carrying out what is the nation's deadliest school shooting in the last 5 years.
He shuffled into court in an orange jumpsuit, his hands and legs shackled.
Are you Nikolas Jacob Cruz?
Yes, ma'am.
His public defender spoke to reporters outside court.
He's sad, he's mournful, he's remorseful. He is fully aware of what is going on, and he's just a broken human being.
Well, just hours after reportedly opening fire on a Broward County, Florida high school and killing 17 people, Nikolas Cruz appeared in court where his public defender called him a broken human being. Now, she isn't the only person saying Cruz is a troubled young man. Joining us now is Cruz's former Spanish teacher, Alicia Blond, as well as Ethan, who has been friends with him on and off since the 6th grade. Alicia, Cruz was diagnosed with emotional and behavioral disorders. Did you see any of this when you had him as a student?
He was a quiet boy. His work was erratic. Sometimes he would turn in assignments, sometimes he would not. I tried to approach him several times. What's going on? Why are you turning in your work? Partially because I knew he could do it. He was a smart boy. But I didn't really witness anything about, and I've been at that school for 18 years, most of my career. I've taught students that I have seen throughout those years that have had a lot of issues that I would classify. Nick was not one of them. Mm-hmm. I think he had hate. I think he disliked a lot of people. And I believe that this is what this crime was about. This crime was not about a young man who was mentally, and I apologize because I am not a therapist or a psychologist, but I believe that this was more of a crime rather than a crime of a young man that was disturbed.
Hate towards who or what?
Hate towards, I think, there was a lot of maybe self-hate in himself, maybe. There were hate of other nationalities, I think. I know that there were issues with, I think that there was one of the young ladies that spoke about an Asian student that he had a problem with in middle school. One
of the things that we see again that is consistent among a lot of these profiles is that the motivation most typically is one of retribution. I'm going to get even, and it almost always seems to be against the institution, against the concept of the school, the student body, as opposed to going in and targeting a student or two. It's against the institution, which seems to be the case here. Just ring the fire alarm and shoot whoever comes into view. Mm-hmm. And which is really scary in a way because you can't track who might be targeted. And, Ethan, you said that you've known him on and off since the 6th grade, and that there was a time that you saw something turn.
When I first met him, he was very talkative to me. He was very friendly, and I considered him as just one of my normal classmates. I think around 6th grade, his father had passed away, and he became very, very quiet in class. I believe everyone thought that he was just in his grievance. But after a while, he fell into a wrong crowd of troublemaking people. And they really encouraged and motivated him to do troublemaking stuff, as in you heard the stories how he walked in front of a car, he started screaming at the person, he'd bother the teacher in any way, for example, he'd throw a pencil at her, anything like that. They would encourage him to do it. And I think I